Hello everyone. The new Deltarune trailer just dropped. I know this will be a bit rough because I do not have time to use even my own rudimentary editing skills to make this video incredibly high quality. But this in Deltarune's here, and I've got some thoughts on the trailer. So I'm going to talk about it, and we're going to upload this. And yeah, I'm here, and I, for one, I don't think anyone's excited about Deltarune as me. Okay, intro's out of the way. Deltarune, June 5th, incredibly exciting. Look at this screenshot. We've got the Deltarune Epic Band, and you know this. However, there is some things which I think people have missed about this screenshot, or at least not really discussed too much because the hype has been everywhere, and I wanted to talk about this stuff. Okay. So, first of all, I think that text says Lightner's live or Lightner's life. Yeah. So because you could see like the R behind there and like yeah, Lightner's yeah, makes sense because they're all the Lightners. Though why is Ralsei being yet again classified as a Lightner? I honestly hadn't noticed that until I started recording, to be honest. Uh and life is I probably though that does say live. Yeah, that does say live. There's a V behind there. If you like focus. Yeah, okay, live. So you know they're a band. They're on TV. So this is probably chapter 3. I'd guess this is a mini game of some kind because getting a max combo of 83 and that kind of score seems a bit crazy to me. But yeah. As you can see, we're still unable to control Susie, because there's the big red like blocking thing over here, which you know says we're unable to control Susie. Um, Notably, what's really cool, Chris has horns, which I think those are horns. Which you know, that's cool because you know Chris has always wanted horns. That's like part of the thing. They got the red horned headband. Maybe it's returned, and thus we must conclude that Ralsei isn't the red horned headband. Also, if anyone knows what these outfits are inspired by, please comment down below because I recognize them, but only like vaguely. Maybe I've seen them at some point. They look like they're referencing something historical. Anyway, yeah, they look really cool. Okay, next, this is probably the special room that they mentioned in the trailer, right? In the newsletter, right? They mentioned Nintendo would get the Nintendo Switch would have a special room. Everyone else would be able to play it, but it would be kind of geared towards the special control system, which is pretty cool. It looks like Green Soul mode has returned, though you know, kind of badly. Uh, well, not badly, but like janky. I don't know. And then you got like a life count, so that's pretty cool. Uh, Next up, the floor's breaking beneath these guys, Susie and Chris. So I think that things are going to be going very wrong in this segment. I don't know. Like this segment seems like it's going to get very chaotic, and Susie's like climbing across a wall. You're climbing across a wall. Chris is climbing across a wall. It is very epic, very cool, and like Susie does the epic throw that they do in like earlier segments. Yeah. Um, I noticed that these things, the things that Arrow is pointing to up here, they could be windows, they also could be people. And I don't know, like, you know, like statues of some kind. So either one kind of makes me feel like, you know, it doesn't really fit with something you'd see in a TV Dark World, but it does fit with something you'd see in Chapter 4. Like, it could fit with something you'd see in Chapter 4. I've always thought Chapter 4 was a church Dark World, and this seems to confirm it because those like ornate windows or um, statues that like look at you and don't do anything, those all feel kind of vaguely religious to me. Yeah. Um, yeah, okay. So the TV face is on a TV screen, which is really funny. It it gives kind of analog horror vibes, at least in format. Like I don't know how you define actual analog horror, but like scary, analog horror, right? And the guy's like laughing. So like I guess maybe this chapter will be a bit scary sometimes. Yeah. So that could be pretty cool. Um, Chapter 4. What's interesting about this screenshot is that these platforms look like they're made of ice, which, that's like Noelle's thing. So maybe we're getting more Noelle drama in Chapter 4. That'd be pretty sick. And, like, Noelle's clearly one of the main trio because she gets a special reaction from Gaster just like the rest, Susie, Chris, Noelle, right? And so ice platforms breaking behind you, as well as the fact that Rudy's implied he's going to be going to church on the church day. That could be pretty cool. I mean, that's assuming this is a Church Dark World chapter, but that seems like it could be pretty sick. And they're like running away from all these weird eye things, which I don't know what it is. But we're gonna get more Noelle drama. That's gonna be pretty cool. One of the big things about this is this kind of makes me think about, like, maybe this is the angel, because these look like wings, kind of. They've got, like, feathery aspects to them. And, like, when this opens up, there's a save point, which makes me think about, like, determination. So, I mean, honestly, it looks like our party is kind of outmatched by the angel. And also potentially seems to suggest that the angel isn't, like, isn't someone we've met yet, or at the very least, whoever we've met who becomes the angel is about to get a serious upgrade. But also, this could be metaphorical, right? Like, we could be the angel, and this is like it from their perspective. This is from our perspective. It will look different. Or Noelle's the angel, and this is kind of like how it feels for the main characters, because Noelle's like really strong at that point. Something like that. But honestly, this is really cool. I'm so excited. There were also these screenshots on Steam, right, which I should cover because they came up as well as promotion stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So first of all, Jockington confirmed. This is probably in Chapter 4 because it doesn't really give TV vibes. Font vibes again give kind of religion-based vibes. So like, like very formal, like carved into stone. Which is kind of funny, but yeah. Jockington grows a beard. So Jockington in Chapter 4. So it looks like Chapter 4 is shaping up to have a lot of different people in it. This kind of looks like a bishop as well. Yeah. And there's like long shadows in this screenshot. Yeah, again, more religious kind of vibes. So these guys look kind of evil, which is interesting. And they're kind of using like heart and diamond attacks as well as like scrapes and fire, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Susie's HP is really high in this screenshot, which is interesting. Yeah. So they're obviously fighting and stuff. Yeah. Though the battle UI doesn't look like it's changed too much, but the enemies kind of look higher definition. I don't know how to describe it. So yeah, conclusions. We're probably getting a Church Dark World based on the church vibes in several screenshots. The angel looks absolutely awesome. Noelle is probably going to return in Chapter 4, and Chris is getting horns! Yeah, okay. So, in conclusion, Deltarune, June 5th. Prepare yourselves. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Whoa! Oh yeah, and please like and subscribe if you made it this far.